Should you scout for Giacomo and Kingambit? Are they any good? Well, guys, this sync pair is a poke pair, and a dark type poke pair with a roll of physical strike and an EX roll of tech. Now, the last strong dark type sync pair that we've had, the attacker, is Bryson Man with a tech roll and a special strike EX roll. So basically a similar. So we're gonna see if this sync pair is actually quite, close in comparison. Does he do anything good or something like that? But before everything, guys, we are not using Absolutely's infographics for this one, the Lost Mode, the Third Awakening, blah blah. We're not using that because their laptops are dead. Giacomo stole their laptops. We are using instead Brybry's website and stuff and Datamine. So thank you, Brybry. I edited the fonts a little bit just to make things a little bit more consistent with my videos. But anyway, guys, this sync pair, again, is a physical strike with an EX roll of tech. That means if you 6-star EX him, you get to hit every single opponent, and if you give him the EX roll, his sync move is gonna hit 1.5 times stronger. He's a dark type, and he's weak to fighting type. He has a very high attack stat with 492 attack stat, I think at level 150. And after 6-star EXing him, you will have your attack stat at 532. If you give him this EX roll, his stats will go even higher. Now, this sync pair is strange, and we'll get to that very soon. But anyway, the passive skills, you have DJ Vices be dropped. When, if I understand this correctly, this is the first time this has happened, but if I understand this correctly, every single time you get hit or your allies get hit, depending on how many times you get hit, you get to raise your own sync moves up next effect by, the number of times every single ally gets hit. So if one ally gets hit, that's sync move up next +1. If 2 allies get hit, +2. If 3 allies get hit, +3. And then wait till the opponent uses their attack again. If it's an AOE attack, 3 allies get hit, +3 another, sync moves up next effect. Sync moves up next effect came when Arc Suit Cynthia came out. So this is a very brand new mechanic. Every single stat rank of sync moves up next effect, you get to raise your sync move damage by 10%. So if I understood this correctly, by getting hit 10 times, or at least the opponent's AOE attacking every single ally 3 times, you get to raise your sync move up next effect by 90% immediately. And that means your sync move is gonna hit really hard. And then your second passive skill, Pokemon moves and sync moves crit. Every single time you attack the opponent, it's always gonna be a critical hit, except if the opponent has Vigilance or Critical Shield. Now, the third one is the weird one. Ally Feints, Physical Boost 1. When an ally faints, you give yourself physical moves up next effect +1. That's 40% increase in your physical attack. Now, this is weird in the game because, well, you don't exactly want your allies to faint in this game. But then, it also follows Kingambit's mechanic, which is, or ability in the mainline games, which is Supreme Overlord. The more allies faint, the stronger your attack becomes in the mainline games. But this is not the mainline games. This is Pokemon Masters. So I'm not exactly sure if you really want your allies to faint, because physical moves up next effect by 1 stat rank only is just good for 1 attack. And it will go out immediately, gone immediately after you attack. So I'm not really sure about this one. But anyway, let's move on to the moves itself. So you have Kowtow, whatever. Tell me the correct pronunciation. Kowtow Cleave, which hits one opponent. This is a 4-move gauge attack. It's a very strong dark tech attack with a base power of 190 at 1 out of 5 and 228 at 5 out of 5. This attack never misses, and again, with your passive skill, you will always hit the opponent with a critical hit. You have Iron Head, which has a 30% chance of making the opponent flinch, just hits one opponent's 3 move gauges. You have Perfect Kowtow Cleave, which is your buddy move, and this will only activate when your sync move up next effect is increased. And if I understood the passive skill correctly again, the moment you get hit or any of your allies get hit, you will have your sync moves up next effect increase immediately. You can only use this 2 times. There's only 2 MP for this one. And the higher your sync moves up next effect is increased, the stronger your Perfect Kowtow Cleave is gonna be. It will ignore any passive skills that reduce the damage of this attack. It will ignore the opponent's vigilance or whatsoever, and it will raise your physical moves up next effect by a number of ranks equal to the number of fainted Pokemon on your team, which again, I'm not exactly a fan of this one, and I do not know if you also are gonna make use of this mechanic. You want your Pokemon to faint. I mean, you can only have 3 in your team, and by having 2 of them faint, it's not exactly gonna be a good thing. Plus, if you look at his defensive stats, it's not exactly that great. It's only 100, 201 with 6-star EX, 192 at 6-star EX. It's not exactly good. He does not even raise his evasiveness stat as of the base kit. So I'm not really sure why you want your allies to faint here. So you have your trainer move Spin You Up Good, which maximizes your attack stat, gives you a free move next effect, and increases your sync moves up next effect by 2 stat ranks, 20% increase in sync move damage. So that means immediately you can use Perfect Kowtow Cleave if you decide you want to. And then your sync move, Ernest DJ Vice's Kowtow Cleave, just hits all opponents. And again, if you 6-star EX him, you will have that sync move power up plus 50% or a 1.5 times multiplier for your sync move. So that is the base kit for, Giacomo. And it utilizes the sync moves up next effect very efficiently. Just get hit, your sync move gets more powerful, but I'm not exactly a fan of his Supreme Overlord mechanic over here in this game. So that is that. So at the just 1 copy of him, you get to raise your sync move up next effect really, really powerful, and you can be assured that you will be able to hit the opponent with not just critical hits, but very, very strong dark type AoE attack. And it's going to be a physical attack at 1 copy. But now, let's take a look at his sync grid. So, he has a Lucky Cookie, which gives him Vigilance. So, it protects him against critical hits. So, okay, I guess making him a little tankier, but not exactly that much. For a sync pair like this who can always hit the opponent with critical hits, I'd rather give him Critical Strike 2, to be completely honest. 1 out of 5, you got Antitoxin, which prevents you from getting poison in Sand Shelter, preventing you from damage from a sandstorm, okay? 2 out of 5, you got Gobsmack 4, 50% chance of leaving the opponent confused when you hit the opponent. Guarded entry at the start of the battle, raise your defense and special defense plus 1. Iron Head, move gauge refresh. Kowtow Cleave, move gauge refresh. Natural Remedy, quick cure. Spin You Up Good, hit and heal 9 so that you get a regen effect. Spin You Up Good, MP refresh 2 so you get to bring back an MP. And what does this do again? Free move next. Sync moves up next effect by 2 stat ranks. Okay, I guess that's fine. And then Super Sinker, after you use your sync move for the very first time, you get a super effective up next effect, making your next attack or sync move more stronger. 1.5 times multiplier for super effective up next effect. 3 out of 5 is normally where the multipliers kick in. So you have Furious Brawn over here. The higher attack stat is, the stronger your attacks. That means Kowtow Cleave, Iron Head, or Perfect Kowtow Cleave is gonna be. You have Head Start 1, start of the battle, reduce your sync move countdown. Iron Head Aggravation 1, so that you get to 60% chance of flinching the opponent instead of just 30%. And then a super effective, super duper effective 9, making your Iron Head more effective against still weak opponents. You have a move gauge refresh 9 for your Kowtow Cleave so that you get to, recover 1 MP because that is an expensive 4 move gauge attack. And then you have Sync Move, Physical Boost up to 9. Whenever you use your Sync Move, you will get to raise your Physical Boost moves up next effect by 2. That means an 80% increase in damage with either your Kowtow Cleave, Iron Head, or Perfect Kowtow Cleave buddy move. And then you have Spin You Up Good, Sync Move Boost up 3-9. When you use your Trainer move, you will have your Sync Move up next effect plus 3. And again, this base Spin You Up Good raises your Sync Move up next effect plus 2. So by getting this, you get to raise your Sync Move up next effect plus 5 instead. And if you get an MP refresh, which is available at 2 out of 5, you can raise your Sync Moves up next effect to plus 10 with just 2 uses of Spin You Up Good, which is really nice. And then you have Stat Down, Physical Boost up to 9. When any of your stats are lowered, you raise your physical moves up next effect by 2 stat ranks. Not sure, maybe the opponent likes to debuff you. And then 2 nuke power up tiles over here. 3 out of 5. So I do not exactly see a lot of multipliers yet for the Sync move. I saw Super Sinker, but this only applies once. I saw Furious Brawn, which is applicable for your normal attacks. But then there is the Spin You Up Good, Sync Move, Boost up 3-9. But again, you can just raise your Sync Move up next effect just by getting hit or your allies getting hit. So, you already have that multiplier base at 1 out of 5. But you have 4 out of 5, guys, which is quite sus. 4 out of 5 is not, Pokefairs max out at 5 copies. If you go 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5, you probably love this character so much, or you're a whaler. So, you have Sync Move, HP Recovery, M2, which is basically Recuperation 2. You get to recover 40% HP after using your Sync Move. And then there is Sync Move Boost up 5-9. After using your Sync Move, you get to raise your Sync Move up next effect plus 5. That's a 50% stronger Sync Move for your next Sync Move. So that is a multiplier. But again, you can get this yourself if you just prefer to get hit by the opponent. So I'm not exactly sure if you want this, but that is available at 4 out of 5. And last but not the least, maxed out. This is just sus because his multiplier Haymaker for the Sync move is at 5 out of 5. The higher attack stat is raised, which again, you can max out your attack stat immediately by using your trainer move. The stronger your Sync move is gonna be. This is a good multiplier, but the way it's locked, if you have to have him max in order to get this. It's kind of scummy for DNA. But yeah, and then you got Defense Destroyer 9 as well at 5 out of 5. When you hit the opponent, any attack, you get to lower their defense stat -2. And every single time you hit the opponent, defense -2, defense -2. That means your normal attacks are gonna get stronger. Your Sync move is gonna get stronger. So that's kind of like a scummy move for DNA. Defense Destroyer 9, I probably can lock it at 5 out of 5. But Haymaker at 5 out of 5 is just sus. I'd prefer it 3 out of 5. 4 out of 5 is max. But 5 out of 5 is just sus. So guys, that is Giacomo and Kingambit. A very strong dark type sync pair. You can get the best of him at 1 copy. Because just by getting hit or your allies getting hit, you get to raise your Sync moves up next effect. +1, +2, +3, up to +10 if I understood that correctly again. And by giving him his EX roll, which multiplies his Sync move by 1.5 times damage, you're getting the best of him. You don't need Haymaker. You probably don't need that Super Sinker. Just get that 1.5 times multiplier from his EX roll and AoE Sing Move damage by EXing him. And then get that Sing Move up next effect to your maximum possible thing just by getting hit. And that's that. Maximum Sing Move damage for Giacomo and Kingambit. And if you prefer to go the Whaler route, well, Haymaker is there at 5 out of 5 just to make him even stronger. But that's that, guys. That's Giacomo and Kingambit. I do not exactly know what to rate him. I'd probably rate him as 7.5 just because of how scummy this is. And but I think in terms of damage, it could go as high as 8.5 or something like that. Maybe a 9. I have yet to test him and stuff like that. But, you know, with all the arc suits that have just come out plus Signasuit Lear, I don't know if you guys have any gems left. I personally have had to get some gems, so let's not talk about that. But anyway, guys, you know, just scout for your faves. If Giacomo is your fave, then go scout for him. But take note, 36,600 gems is the maximum scout points in order to get one copy if you get completely shafted. And if you enjoyed this video, guys, don't forget to hit the like button right now and leave a comment if you're scouting for Giacomo and Kingambit. Are you a fan of his Supreme Overlord mechanic? I do not like his Supreme Overlord mechanic at all. Nope, nada. And I would like to invite you guys to my coffee page because I will have no income for next month. And if you can help me out with my income and my Animal Flow mentorship, which is already next month, I would request that you help me out with a super chat, super thanks, super whatever. Become super by joining the members by clicking on the join button down below. But a share will do, a thumbs up will do, a comment will do. And until then, guys, I'm so sleepy. Sorry, gem count video probably tomorrow. Until then, that is our Scout or Skip. Should you scout anyway? 1 copy might do. 2 copies, I don't know. 3 copies, 4 copies, 5 copies is the best, but it's scummy. And until then, rawr.